Educating, informing, serving. Fact TV, keeping government honest.
So I'm going to call the meeting to order. We dispense with doing flag salute tonight because of it being a special meeting and trying to get through things quickly. Are there any adjustments to the agenda? Okay, I would like to move number 5 up to be number 3, so that we're sure that we get through that quickly because of Jig's his having to go to another meeting. And that would leave communication and public comment as 4, and unfinished business is 5, with just a quick comments on the prep for the annual meeting. We did most of it last time. I just want to make sure we're ready. And then 6, director's comments and adjournment, if that's okay. Does that sound all right with everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Great, so I would entertain a motion to go into executive session probably. Well, let's first make sure that we are going to be discussing a MOU that has to do with personnel and the possibility of affecting negotiations. So I would say that is a reason for it to be an executive session. So if I would make a motion that is a reason to go into executive session, and so let's take a quick vote on that. Megan?
I vote yes.
Jiggs?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes.
Okay, and then I would entertain a motion to go into executive session to discuss the personnel negotiation issue where premature public knowledge could place the individuals or the board at a disadvantage.
So moved.
Megan said so moved, so it's her motion. So let's see how you vote.
Yes.
Megan?
I vote yes.
Jiggs?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes.
I would entertain a motion at this time.
Okay. So I move to approve the retention signing bonuses MOU and give the board chair, the Rockingham School Board Chair, the authority to sign.
Okay.
We don't second, do we?
No, we don't.
Okay.
Jason, how do you vote?
Yes.
Jiggs?
No.
Megan?
Yes.
Okay, and so the motion passes.
Well, did you vote?
I didn't, but I would vote. If you want me to vote, I will vote. I vote yes.
I'd like you to vote.
I would vote yes. Okay, so the motion passes 3-1. Definitely understand both sides of this issue and feel that that's in agreement with the other boards. I need to do that. Okay. All right, we'll go to communications and public comment. Is there anyone?
Nobody there.
I don't see anyone.
Okay. Next up is unfinished business for discussion and action, and I put on there a prep for the annual meeting. The reason I put that on there was I picked up, well, one thing is I wanted to make sure that all of you that were assigned motions last time, that you're able to speak a little bit to them. If you need me to write out anything and help you with that prep, I'm very willing to do that and help with that. Otherwise, all of you have motions assigned to talk about at town meeting.
Priscilla, could I make a suggestion? As I look at the agenda or the warrant, first of all, everything going to be voted at the Australian ballot?
Yeah, this board wanted it all Australian ballot, and so this year it is all Australian ballot.
Okay.
Except the only things are the reports of the school district officers to take action on that, and to transact any other business that the town brings up at that time. If there's something else that's not on there that they want to bring up, we have that right to do that.
Okay, well, I think that the problem with parsing out the $2,015,000 surplus, okay, is that it's one surplus, and the board voted to do it this way, okay, namely, 350 for 4 years, you know exactly what I'm saying, but to introduce it, to me, ought to include just the explanation of it, so that, let's say I've got 2027 for 350,000. Well, what I'm going to say is it's part of the 2,015,000 that has already been explained to you. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of a waste.
Yeah, and I have it on my sheet,
You know,
an introduction right before that. And then we will simply read those, the ones that are assigned that. So we will be doing it basically that way. You're right. And
Okay.
that's a great question. Yeah,
now which ones did I get?
pardon?
Which ones did I get? That
Article 2 and
who's the budget, right?
you've got Article 8 and Article 9. That's the budget, basic full budget, the capital reserve, and the fund balance for purchase of property,
Okay.
right?
Yep. Okay.
And like I said, if you need any comments or any help with any of that, I'm very willing to help out in any way.
Is the auditor or somebody going to be there?
This,
To,
this person and the auditors available that night, do you know, or?
I don't know if they're available. I can definitely ask if they can be available.
Yeah, I think we had asked, and I don't know, we hadn't gotten an answer back, was my understanding, but yes, if you would follow up with that, I'd really appreciate that.
okay.
And if this person too that's been helping us out, he might be able to answer some questions as well. Particularly, which brought up my next comment on it.
I'm sorry, Priscilla, I don't mean to interrupt. I just want to double check. So we're talking 7 o'clock on the 28th, correct?
Person, it's at the town hall downstairs, and
Yeah, but they're not going to be there in person, so they're gonna be remote.
So anyone that can is appreciated. Anyway, I picked up the book today, and although we had asked for revenues, it does not cover revenues in it. It does give the full budget. And revenues are slightly covered on the equalized student page, but not in any detail. So I just wanted all of the board members aware of that, so that they, are up to date on that. I know we had asked for it, but with the business office situation, it's been kind of a lot for everybody to deal with, and it's so much better at this point than what it was a year ago and 2 years ago, that it's amazing. The
Have
way
to, Priscilla,
to come up
for my,
is the fact that it does give the bottom line for this year, but it does not give the bottom line for last year or the year before. So it doesn't show that we've got over $1 million savings and down this year. And over $1 million from, almost like $1 million from the year before as well. Well, at least 507,
Right.
almost 500 the year before. So we have really been decreasing it the last 2 years. So it's been, you know, to be more in line for the taxpayers. So, and this year is based on more of the regular expenditures than you know, in your expenses, whereas before it was such a guess. Okay, so did aware of that issue. Okay, any other questions on prepping for the annual meeting? Okay. Okay, and Jason, yes, I definitely work with you on talking points for those and with Megan as needed.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
I'll cry at a meeting. I will.
Yeah,
Yell at me.
That's fine, you are wonderful.
Cry.
Oh, I get yelled at. I'll cry. You be nice.
All right. Is there anything else that you feel we need to cover tonight? We did need at some point to talk about, which isn't on here, but it is unfinished business. We do need to talk about what the tuition rate will be. Tuition rate is the max you can charge is the equalized student count, but each board has to set their own rate. And for example, Springfield, in the paper, it announced that theirs is 19,000 for next year. So at some point, we need to look at that. It would have been for our meeting, but it can be done later. Okay. So just as a aside that we didn't have that on there. Any other questions for tonight? Anything else coming up?
No, I think we're pretty well covered.
Director's comments. I'll start with you, Jason.
Hey, thanks. Well, it's been a pleasure serving with everybody here, and you know, we'll see what comes up this next cycle around, and always open to the opportunity if it should arise, and I'm available. I can't say that I will be, but anyways, keep it going forwards, doing well. Andy, you've been phenomenal. Thanks for stepping up. You've been done
Thank you.
amazing. And get some rest. You need it. Just hang in there, buddy. You're doing good. Thank you,
No,
everybody.
thank you. Thank you.
Megan.
Jason, thank you for your service on the board. I'm sure this wasn't what you thought it would be when you stood outside and talked to folks on the way in as a write-in candidate. I remember you at the temple, but thank you for being there and for being one of my first experiences on a board. Your kindness and your patience really meant a lot to me as I was learning. So good luck with whatever's next, and I'll be emailing you to come back if we need it. So keep your emails open. We'll miss
Thanks.
you.
Wow. I don't think that serving on a board is anything that anyone thought, especially with COVID. COVID has given us all a real run for our money. It's affected our students, it's affected our staffs, it affected our administration, and it sure, I can tell you, has affected our board. I think all of us have our own ideas at all times, but COVID has made that really clear. It has split our people. Did we want hybrid? Did we want full-time? Did we want remote learning? So we were dealing in thirds at that time. This year, did we want masks? Did we not want masks? That was about 50% equal there. And the board chose to go with what the state recommended in the science to keep those kids safe and be sure that those parents that really felt strongly about masking were able to send their kids to school, and hopefully kept that way. It constantly changes, constantly moves. We don't know as we come in each week how that's going to change. Andy looks at the stuff from the state, and are we going to do testing this week? Are we going to do masks on the playground? One week was yes, and the next week was no. What the board wants is to listen to all of you. We may not be able to make every single person happy, but we want to at least heard you. Going forward, we have to deal with this year, we're being on the recovery team. I'm dealing with recovering from that stuff we dealt with last year. But now going forward, once these masks come off, as they're going to do in the next month or so, we have to deal with the impact that that's had on kids. As we look at making the F sound and making the TH sound, you cannot tell which one I'm making, as I just did. They sound alike. Teachers used to be able to look at the student, and the student used to be able to look at the teacher. They could learn to read that way. If you wanted to spell F-A-T, you had to make a F sound. If you want to spell that, T-H-A-T, you have to make the TH sound. They're both alike from what the child is hearing. At least with the masks off, you can see that. So it's impacted our whole education. It's impacted our social, emotional get-together. It's impacted our kids in their learning to read. It's impacted all of it. This year was quarantining and in and out and the masking, and we've still got all of that to recover from. But our children are resilient. Our parents are really supportive and really interested in helping their children grow. So I have total faith that we will get there. I appreciate Andy coming on board this year. It's been an opening up of information from the superintendent's office to the board so that we know more where we stand. It's been helpful. 2 years ago when I came on board, our budgets were up $2 million over what this year we have approved and are sending to the taxpayers. So we hope that they will support us. We have more information coming to us, and working together, all of us will get there. Be kind to each other, do something kind for someone each day. Thank you. Long-winded tonight. But I guess vote for me. So entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay, we will adjourn at 6:04.